most of us, receiving a big package in the mail is something that we look forward to. But for Arne, an unopened box only means that her worst nightmare is lurking inside. So tell us what you're dreading. What is your fear?
I have a really serious phobia, and it's with styrofoam.
Styrofoam?
Yeah.
What happens when you see styrofoam?
It's really hard for me. I don't like to be around it, and whenever I encounter it, my first reaction is to get away from it as soon as I can. If I physically can't get away from it, then I close my eyes, I scream, whatever I can do to distract myself from it.
Why do you think you're so scared of styrofoam?
I've been dealing with it for a really, really long time, but I can remember being about 5 or 6, and my grandfather chewed tobacco, and there was all these spit cups around, you know, and I'm always seeing these little styrofoam cups.
So you chew the tobacco and then spit it in the cups.
So there's these styrofoam cups everywhere, and my mother's going, don't touch it, don't go near it, don't, you know what I mean? So I'm hearing this, don't touch it, don't go near it. And so I'm just kind of like, from then on.
You think maybe that's where it came from?
You know, I hadn't thought about it before, but I think that's the earliest memory that I have of just seeing these cups everywhere.
And your son gave you a gift from, like, he was at school, right? And he made a styrofoam gift.
Right. Actually, it was Easter, and they made these cartons to put their eggs in after they found them after the hunt, and the containers were made out of actual egg cartons. Styrofoam egg cartons. And he brought it in the house, and he was so happy, and Mommy, look, and I was like, you know what I mean? And I threw it in the trash. I wrapped a towel around it and threw it in the trash.
And what did he say?
He was like, Mommy, why'd you do that? And I'm like, how do you explain to a 4-year-old, Mommy doesn't like this. Mommy doesn't want to be around this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's not going to understand that.
So is that why you want to conquer this fear?
It's really one of the big reasons why, because I can't control where styrofoam comes up. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's not something, you know, if it's animals or things like that, you can kind of control that. But you know, I go in break rooms and there's the cups and people are having their coffee. I can't control that.
You can't control that.
You know what I mean? So I really would like to get a handle on it so that I can, you know, because it comes up everywhere I go, almost.
Well, we sent Arne to an actual styrofoam factory to come face to face with her fear. Take a look. In our continuing series on facing your fears, fear expert Dr. Brenda Wiederhold came along to support Arne on what was to become a difficult day.
I want to run.
We brought Arne to a styrofoam plant to see if we could help her in overcoming her fear. You can just see how overwhelming it is for Arne to even be in the presence of styrofoam.
This is how the foam comes in blocks. Okay. This stuff comes in.
At first, Arne was having none of it.
No!
Arne, it's okay. Come back.
But after a few minutes with the doctor, she was finally ready to face her fear. Actually touching the styrofoam is something she'd never done before.
Yeah! Woo! I'm okay.
Now Arne was doing what she thought was the impossible. Arne was not only willing to touch the styrofoam,
I'll take one.
She also kept it in her hands for a while, something that terrified her only an hour ago.
I don't think she's cured yet, but I think she's gone a long way towards taking the power away from her phobia. So now she knows she has to go home and work on it some more, and she can do that.
Thanks, Tyra. I never thought I would be able to do this and actually be standing next to and touching styrofoam. Thank you so much.
What were you thinking when you were running?
Just wanted to get away from it. It was like mountains and mountains of styrofoam, like everywhere you looked. And they were cutting it, so bits of it were on the floor, and it was under my feet, and it was...
And I understand the sound is something for you, too.
Yeah,
the
it was
sound
really,
of styrofoam touching
everywhere.
Itself.
It sounded like, it felt like I was inside of a piece of styrofoam.
Really?
It really did.
You felt like it was all over you?
It was everywhere. Everywhere I turned, you know, when I was trying to get away, I go this way, and it's there, and it's there, and it's under my feet, and it was really an experience.
Well, fear expert Dr. Brenda Wiederhold is with us in the audience. Dr. Wiederhold. So have you ever heard of a fear of styrofoam before?
I actually have.
You
This
have?
is one I had heard of. Yes, I have somebody on my
Really?
staff actually that has a fear of styrofoam.
Really?
So,
Do you think it comes from her grandfather's styrofoam cups, or do you think it's something maybe deeper?
I think that's a lot of it is that she saw these cups. She was told by her mother, stay away, stay away. So a child goes, there must be something dangerous here. I'm being told to stay away from this. So I think that starts to reinforce that this is a dangerous thing.
What's the difference between a fear and a phobia?
A fear is something we all have. We all have fears of something. But when it starts to limit your life, when you start avoiding situations, avoiding doing things, when your quality of life is starting to suffer, that's when we say you have a phobia.
That's when it's a phobia. Okay.